Good morning, afternoon, or evening, depending on where you are watching this class. My name is Alexander, and welcome to today's IELTS speaking class, where we will go through some tips related to the IELTS speaking exam, and also we'll be providing opportunities for IELTS speaking practice. And I'll also be looking to get as much feedback as possible from those who are watching the class as well on Facebook and YouTube, so that you can give some feedback on the speaking performance and you can see some examples of how to approach the IELTS speaking test. So a very warm welcome to those who are currently watching us. If you are watching on YouTube or Facebook, please say hello in the comments and let me know where you are watching, and also let me know why you're watching as well. What are your goals and ambitions in relation to the IELTS exam? I can see that Jennifer has joined us, so let me bring Jennifer into the class.
Hello.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning to you. How are you?
We're doing good. We're doing good. It's 8:30 in the morning, just starting the day, and so far so good. Things are good.
Okay, good to hear.
Yeah, I'm glad that you're here as well, and I'm glad that everyone can be here for the class. I hope you have a good attendees today. I'm not really sure how many are on the roster, but I'm sure it's going to be packed again. I hear that all the time. People are always trying to get into the StreamYard, so that's a good sign.
Yeah, the StreamYard does get full. That is true.
It does. Well, I'll introduce myself really quick, and then we'll move on to your class. My name's Jennifer Olchenbruns. I'm the IELTS support specialist with Connetics USA. My role here is just to pretty much help you through the process of passing your IELTS exam, and the goal is to have you pass the first time. So kind of what we do here is after you have found Connetics, you will be placed, and if you do not have your IELTS exam yet, if you have not passed, then you will be handed off to me, which is exciting. So I will get you enrolled and get you all set up in our free scholarship to you. So that is free to you. You do pay for your own exam, but the IELTS review is free. So that's kind of neat. That's exciting. So I'll get you going with that. It's a whole process. It's there's 8 modules in there, so we've got 8 milestone tests that you will complete and finish after that. In your review, we've got some mock tests for you to go through, which is really nice to make sure you're ready and you're comfortable to sit for your IELTS exam. So that's kind of exciting. A part of the scholarship that you get is the support group. Well, all the support and the support group. We moved our support group from, let's see, where were we? WhatsApp. It's been a little while ago, a few months ago now, it feels like. So it was in WhatsApp. Now we've moved our larger group, and it's growing, which is great. I think we're almost at 500, so that's kind of a big deal.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a Telegram, so that keeps us very busy. So we post all the information that you need, or tips and tricks and live classes, and everybody's always posting. It's very active. It's very active in the group, which is really great. Even on the weekends, it's great. Just, everybody's just conversing and sharing thoughts and ideas and tips and questions. So it's nice. So after you get enrolled, you'll definitely want to download Telegram. So that's really nice. What else do we have going on here at Connetics? It is very, very busy here all the time. We have the referral. So we have $1,000 referral to anyone who refers a friend or a family member. And they also have to be, obviously, a nurse as well. They also have to have their NCLEX to qualify for the $1,000 referral bonus. They don't have to have their IELTS. So once you're referred, if you want to go and look for more information and details on that, you could go to our website, to ConneticsUSA.com. But other than that, all the information you'll find there, and then $1,000, so you could come to the U.S. or even spend it wherever you're coming from. Something like that. Let's see, and I'm missing something. Oh, I want to touch on the hero interviews. We try to do weekly hero interviews. I just conducted another one on It would have been Wednesday. Feels like it was kind of light years away, but I guess that was only 2 days ago. Um, so we had one on Wednesday. So once you pass your IELTS exam, then we ask if you are ever so kind to agree to a hero interview, and that's with me or either Tanya. And it's usually been me now. Recently, I've kind of taken that over, and it's just about a 30-minute little hero interview, we call it. So that's kind of nice. You can watch that every week. We just go over more tips and tricks and what it took to get them to pass. What would they recommend? What would they say stay away from? It's really nice because everybody has their own, everybody has their own handful of tricks, to get them to pass. Let's see, Wednesday, I had a hero interview with Elvis. And let me tell you, Elvis, all of them you want to watch, but I get everyone is busy. Elvis enrolled all the way back in June. And I won't go into detail, but I can remember the day he was in the information session back before we had the no deposit scheme. And he was so nervous. He was so nervous and he was so skeptical. And he had so many questions about really just about the whole scholarship, but the review in itself. He just had so many unanswered questions, and we tried our best to answer them. I tried my best. He was very reluctant, but I talked him into enrolling. I don't know why he was so hesitant. He's very, very thankful that he did. He enrolled, and I just kind of watched him progress, and he worked through his review, and he just passed. So it's kind of exciting. So that's kind of what we do here.
Awesome, awesome. That's
Yeah,
great. And so it's the support that people can provide each other. We provide the structure, we
definitely,
provide the setup, but yeah, there's so much that each student can learn from each other as well. Speaking partners and that sort
definitely.
of interaction, right?
Yes, and we all have our own role, kind of like what you just said. We all have our own role and our own piece and all of this that makes it go, because I couldn't do your job. And I'm sure you could do mine, but I know I couldn't do yours. And so it's kind of like we all just, it's teamwork. There's no I in team. And and that was his second time taking the exam. We've got, people who passed the very first time, and that's the goal. And then we've got other people who have, before hearing about Connetics USA and or Swoosh, they had taken the exam several, many times, sometimes maybe 4 or 5 times. We all know Bert. He took it almost a dozen times before hearing about Connetics, and he passed. So everybody has their own story. But
Yeah.
the goal at the end of the day is to get you to pass your IELTS exam. So that's kind of the exciting part. And one of the best parts, one of the many best parts of this job is I get to talk to, like yourself, people all over the world. I just think like that's just so amazing how many people from all over the world. And this is one company, and how
Mm.
many of us make it go round. It's kind of neat like that.
It is. It is. You're in America. I'm in the UK. Like you said,
Yeah,
people are in the Philippines, in
that's it.
India, and Africa.
That's
Yeah.
it. That's it.
Yeah.
It's crazy how that works. And we just do this. We don't really Skype anymore, but we Zoom or we do this, what we're doing here. And yeah, it's something. It's something.
It is.
Technology.
The modern world.
Yeah, modern world. Am I leaving anything out? Um,
I don't think so.
I don't think so. I tend to chatter when I get on here. I try to spit it out, but you know how that. Well, I hope you enjoy your class today, Alex. And
Thank you.
yeah, if you need any laughs or something, you can bring my name up. Everyone laughs. Jen, that's a good laugh. To wake everyone. You know, everyone thinks. Yeah.
Is this an inside joke I'm not aware of?
No, that's the joke.
Okay.
That's just the joke. Just sometimes, they think of quirky Jen. Oh, that's Jen. That'll wake you up. So no, there's no inside joke. That's just the joke.
Well, feel free to leave some quirky comments as the class is
I'll do
progressing.
that. Sometimes they like that. I'll do that. Well, thank you so much, Alex, for having me on, and I hope I didn't bore your class too much. And to everyone who does not know me already, because probably a lot of everyone in your class. They're probably so sick and tired of Jen. And I don't blame them because they hear from me all the time. For the ones who do not know me, you can reach out to me, Jennifer, at ConneticsUSA.com. I am also on WhatsApp. I'm on Telegram if you have any questions like that. I'm also on, my work Facebook account. I get questions, comments, yada, yada on there. So there's a lot of different ways to reach out to me. I get questions all the time about the process or the scholarship or how to get going with Connetics. I get every question known to man. So just keep them coming and I'll do my best to help you out. Okay?
Brilliant.
All right.
All right. Cheers,
All
Jen.
right. Well, good luck in your class and I will chat with you soon.
Thank you. See you soon.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, so thank you very much there to Jen. You heard a lot of information about the IELTS scholarship. And for those who are watching us on YouTube and Facebook, as I said, do let me know where you're watching from. Let me know if you've had experiences similar to the people that Jennifer was describing. Have you done your IELTS exam before? Perhaps you've not been successful. Maybe you've not done the exam yet and you need to find out more information about it. Let me know in the comments what your situation is. So I can see here Srinivasan is watching us on YouTube. Hello to you. Which country are you watching us from? Where in the world are you watching us from? I'm in the UK, obviously, as stated before. Jennifer is in the United States. So where are you from? Those who are watching us live, let me know in the comments. Vered Boas is watching us on Facebook from Israel. Hello to you. What's your IELTS experience? Have you done the exam before? Do you know much about it? What is your background? Why are you looking to do the IELTS exam? Let me know. Blessy is watching us as well from India. Hello to you, Blessy. We've also got Erduja, who's watching from the Philippines. And Vera Boaz, hi, hello to you. So yeah, let me know, guys. What are your IELTS goals? What is it you're looking to achieve? We've got Joska, who is watching from, is that St. Martin? That looks like, or St. Martin, I'm not sure where that is. Let me know, Joska, where is that? Is that a country? Is that an island I'm not familiar with? Always interested in seeing people from countries that I don't know, because it just expands one's horizons. Zyrene has joined us live in the class, is watching from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Hello to you. The Caribbean. Yeah, of course, the Caribbean. St. Kitts, St. Martin. I've got family from the Caribbean, from Jamaica as well, so I should be aware of that. Lauren is watching us on Facebook from Nigeria and has no idea about the IELTS but wants to know what it's all about. Well, great. We're going to give you some information on that, focusing on the speaking exam. Vera Boas wants to work in the USA. That's why you are looking to do the IELTS, I'm assuming, in order to have the ability to work in the United States. What are the other motivations in terms of doing the IELTS? What are you looking to achieve? Adawe is live in the class and is from Nigeria, watching from YouTube. Hello to you. And anyone else? Who else have we got watching us today? Again, let me know in the comment section what your goals are, what your IELTS goals are, and where you're watching from. So Maricel is from the Philippines and is watching on Facebook. Can't join live because he's using data. That's okay, Maricel. Thanks for joining us via Facebook. Wants to have as high a score as possible. Well, that is a good ambition to have. And by joining us here, you're certainly going to help yourself to achieve that ambition. Okay, so we're focusing today on IELTS speaking. And I'm just going to go through what the focus will be for the rest of today's session. We're going to be doing some practice speaking, and we're going to, first of all, learn about and review the scoring criteria for the IELTS speaking exam. We're then going to provide opportunities to take part in or listen to IELTS Part 2 responses. And then there is going to be the opportunity to listen to feedback on a student performance and also to give your own. What comments do you have based on the speaking that you hear? What are the strengths that you notice? And what do you notice that could be improved? What questions as well do you have potentially relating to the speaking practice and the speaking performances? So the IELTS Scholarship Program is what we are offering the opportunity to become a part of today. You can find extra support and help with us here at Swoosh English and Connetics USA. We have helped thousands and thousands of nurses achieve their goal of living and working in the United States. So join us on the link, which you can see scrolling at the bottom of my screen and which I'll share in the chat box as well. Join us here if you wish to receive the support and the guidance necessary to help you pass your IELTS exam on the first time. Or if you've done the exam before, to make sure you pass it the next time. All you have to do is to click on the link and click on the option for staff nurse. Okay, I can see that Remia has joined us in the class on YouTube from Dubai. Hello to you, Remia. So, what do you plan to do when you pass the IELTS? That's a question that I have for you. What are your goals? So I can see that, for example, we have Vered Boaz, who wishes to work in the USA. So that's what they will be doing. That's what she will be doing once she passes the exam. What will you be doing once you pass the IELTS exam? Let me know in the comments. What are your ambitions post IELTS exam? Okay, so so Jennifer has said what you'll be doing is telling Jennifer that you've passed, and you'll send her a copy of your exam or a screenshot. So absolutely, I'm sure that will be your first priority once you pass the exam. Wonderful. What else will you be doing? Looking to relocate? Looking to apply for a new job? I'm sure that's what a lot of you are looking to achieve, and that's why you're here today watching the class. So Lauren wishes to work in the UK as a medical professional. Okay, so through passing the IELTS exam, you're going to open up that opportunity. What other goals and ambitions do you have post IELTS? Think about what you're going to do once that shiny certificate comes through. Another question that I want you to reflect on is, what is your biggest challenge with IELTS speaking? What do you find most difficult? Okay. So in terms of goals for the future, so Zyrene, to communicate with Miss Jennifer and be able to proceed with my American dream. Yes. There you go, Jennifer. Zyrene is going to be straight over to you as soon as she passes. So VL says that the biggest challenge is with grammar and vocabulary. Grammar and vocabulary are two of the major elements, of course, of the way that the IELTS speaking is graded. What other challenges do you have with speaking? Remia, grammar. So grammar is a common one, isn't it? It can cause difficulties. Verboas, all the pros. All the pros? What are the pros? Do you mean pronunciation there, Verboas, or? Because that can be a challenge as well sometimes, can't it? Pronunciation. Okay, the next question I have for you, how are you currently practicing for your IELTS speaking? What are you doing at the moment? What support do you have, or what is your general process when it comes to doing practice? What is it that you do? Or do you do practice, because sometimes if you're just working by yourself, it can be difficult, can't it, to stay focused and actually get that practice done. So, is saying grammar and idioms, so something that is struggling with. Vil says, I have a copy of some questions and record myself answering them. That's good. Yep, self-recordings are good. Marisol, fluency, limited vocab, so some of the problems there. Marisol, some of the things that he's struggling with. Skywalker, I'm trying to speak in English with my friends. Good, that's a good tactic there, Skywalker. And watching English movies. Okay, so some good techniques there. Of course, the practice that you're doing, whilst all of that is going to help, the more that you are practicing directly in relation to the IELTS exam, the more successful your results will be. And of course, that's what we focus on here at Swoosh and Connetics. So let's have a look at the scoring criteria. What are the scoring criteria for the IELTS speaking exam? Does anyone know? Let me know again in the comments if you are familiar with this. How will you be scored in the IELTS exam? Any ideas? Okay, Zaidin says fluency. Yep, absolutely. Fluency is one of the criteria. Any others? Is it just fluency? Is there anything else that you will be scored on? Okay, so let's have a look at these criteria then, so that we can all become a bit more familiar with them. Okay. Zaidin also says vocabulary. Christopher, coherence and cohesion. That's actually a writing criterion, coherence and cohesion. But vocabulary, yep, that will be graded. So let's have a look together then. So the scoring criteria are these for speaking: pronunciation, fluency and coherence, grammatical range and accuracy, and lexical resource. Those are the 4 criteria. So we have to score highly in these criteria in order to score highly in the exam. So for pronunciation, you can see the description here. You will be graded on the impact of your pronunciation, intonation, and accent, on how clearly your listener can hear and understand what you're saying. For fluency and coherence, the impact of the speed and smoothness of your speech on your listener's understanding and your ability to connect ideas naturally will be graded. For grammatical range and accuracy, the impact of your level of grammatical accuracy on your listener's understanding and your ability to use a variety of grammar will be assessed. And finally, for lexical resource, the impact of your level of lexical accuracy, so that's with vocabulary, on your listener's understanding and your ability to use a variety of vocabulary will be graded for that criterion. So here are the questions that you should ask yourself. Pronunciation. Was the speaker's pronunciation accurate, natural, and easy to understand? If the answer to those questions is yes, then we've done well with pronunciation. Fluency and coherence. Did the speaker speak at a natural pace, not too fast or too slow? And did he or she use language to logically connect ideas? Then you've got grammatical range and accuracy. Did the speaker use a range of grammatical structures accurately? So that could be tenses, it could be, for example, relative pronouns, which, who, where, and it could be passive voice. So those sorts of grammatical structures. And then finally, lexical resource. So did the speaker use a range of appropriate vocabulary accurately? So that's where we look at things such as phrasal verbs, potentially. It could be idiomatic language or less common language. That will come under lexical resource. So we're going to focus on IELTS Speaking Part 2. And we're going to do some speaking practice now. And I want you to be listening to those who are doing the practice and give your comments on those different assessment criteria. So for part 2, for those that are less familiar, it will last between 3 to 4 minutes in total. It will begin with the presentation of a question. The candidate will have a minute to prepare before answering the question. The candidate should always speak for, or always aim to speak for, up to 2 minutes. in response to the question, although the examiner may stop the speaker before the 2 minutes has passed. So let's bring in one of our students today so we can do some comments here. I need to focus on my writing skills, apparently. Really? Why do you say that, Nissar? Do enlighten me. Okay, so let's see who we got in the class today to do some practice. I'm going to bring Angela into the class. Hi, you there, Angela?
Hello.
Hi, how are you
Hello.
today?
I'm
Hi,
fine.
good, good. You can hear me okay?
Hello. Yes.
Okay, it seems like there's a slight delay.
Yes. Your voice is far, but I can hear you.
You can hear me. Okay, let's see how we do then. So, Angela, are you familiar with the IELTS exam?
Yes.
Yeah. Have you joined us in this class before, or is this your first time?
Uh, I have attended, but you cannot hear my voice. But I'm always attending Elsa's class. I want to
Ah,
attend your class. Yes.
brilliant. So, but this is the first time that you've spoken in the class, is it?
Yes.
Okay. Well, a very warm welcome to you, Angela. Where are you?
Thank you. Thank you.
No worries. Where are you based?
In Manila.
Okay. Wonderful. So, here is the question then for part 2. Can you see that on your screen?
Yes.
Great. So you've got a minute to prepare then, Angela, and then you should speak on this topic for up to 2 minutes. Okay. Okay, so your preparation time starts now. Best of luck. Okay, Angela, you ready to begin?
Yes. I'll
Wonderful.
try.
Okay. Okay, just for those watching, do listen then to Angela's response and see if you can pick up on some of the good things that she does during her response. Okay, so Angela, please describe a book that you enjoyed reading.
I'd like to talk about Tuesdays with Maury. It's about a sociology professor who always meets up with his favorite student, Maury, who happens to be the author himself. Uh, it was recommended by my daughter 6 years ago, and I really enjoy reading it. Although I'm not keen on reading books, but this time I was able to become enthusiastic on reading this book because it has a life lesson, and it's about um, a professor who's always busy with his work and wasn't able to have uh, time with his family. And when he had contracted the disease, he realized that uh, he should put a lot of time with his family. In the end, it's about having uh, giving time, and of course, family should be first in everything we do. Always, uh, time is of the essence, and we need to, of course, have a work life balance to be able to fulfill, uh, to be able to have a life that we love, and to be able to have a live life to the fullest.
Okay,
Um,
thank you.
if
Thank, thank you very much, Angela. Well done, well done. Um, that was a really nice response. So, for those that are watching, um, what did we think in terms of the criteria? Pronunciation, fluency, and coherence, grammatical range and accuracy, lexical resource. These are the different criterion or criteria that you'll be graded on in the exam. How did you feel about it, Angela?
I really don't know. Because
You
it's my
seem
first
confident.
time speaking to you.
Yes, of course, of course. Well, it's great that you broke your duck, so to speak, and got going with that. Um, so yeah, I thought you did a really good job. You used a nice range of vocabulary and grammar in your response. You gave a nice introduction to begin with, which is always good for fluency and coherence. Saying "I'd like to talk about" is a nice way to introduce your response. Um, Relative pronoun to link ideas. So one of the characters you said who happens to be, I think it was a doctor. So that would be relevant to the medical professions. You're using some linking expressions as well. So although and because, just to link ideas. Some expressions as well you were using was I'm not keen on reading. So that's less common vocabulary you're using there, but you're using it accurately. Keen on plus the gerund in that case, keen on reading. Passive voice, it was recommended by my daughter. So yeah, lots of variety there with grammar and vocabulary. Agrees. Says the vocabulary was good, and I agree with that. There was some hesitation. So there were some moments where you were thinking about what you wanted to say next, which will happen a little bit in part two. But the more that you can sort of reduce that, the higher your fluency score will be. So rather than so there were just some certain moments I could see sort of as you were giving your description, you were just kind of thinking, okay, what am I going to say next? What word of expression am I going to use next? And it wasn't distracting, but if you could reduce that a little bit, that would help to improve your score for fluency and coherence. And just as well, some collocations. So you were saying about the main character. You said that he didn't, or later on he did, put a lot of time with his family rather than put a lot of time, spend time. That would be the collocation that we would use. Spend as the verb, and then time. Um, and but there were some nice expressions you're using at the end. You talked about work-life balance and to live life to the fullest as well. So those were some nice expressions to finish on. We did well overall. So a diary, has just noticed as well, just with some of the fillers with the hesitation. And so I agree, just in terms of reducing those. But yeah, Angela, you did well. You did a good job.
Mm. Uh, did my fluency, did my hesitation bring down my grades a lot, or?
It would impact the fluency criterion. So with fluency, it's about basically how even is your speech. So when you hesitate, it makes the speech a little bit uneven if you're having unnatural pauses. So it would reduce the score potential. I mean, if you did the full test, obviously you would get a score overall, but it can be the difference between, for example, getting a 7 or potentially getting a 6. So if you're able to reduce it, then that would increase the score that you would get in the exam.
Because I have a hard time. Sometimes, but if I'm thinking, there there are times that I pause. I don't know. It's just my, I don't know if it's my habit
Mm.
to sometimes hesitate. I don't
Mm.
know how to correct that.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it can be natural speech patterns, as you say. But one of the suggestions that were made in the class earlier was about recording the voice, just so you can hear it back and you can maybe hear where you're hesitating and
Mm-hmm.
maybe try to reduce that. That can be useful. Also with a speaking partner as well, and they can point out and say, here, if you could reduce that a bit. With the notes as well, the note taking that you make before speaking, if you make enough notes just to keep you going so that you don't hesitate too often, that can be useful. But yeah, it can be a habit, and obviously habits are difficult to break. But for the purposes of the exam, this is basically like a mini presentation, essentially. So if you were giving a mini presentation, you'd want to reduce your pausing as much as possible to keep the attention of the listener. So that's something you'd want to focus on. So yeah, I think self-recording can be very useful, just so you can hear it yourself. And just look as well, think about it in terms of you've got 2 minutes to speak. The more you're hesitating, the less you're able to say. So think about it from that perspective as well, and just sort of reducing the number of pauses during your speaking.
How about my grammar? Is it all right? Is
Yeah,
my
it was.
grammar
Yeah, it was
okay?
strong. It was strong. Yeah, definitely. That was
Okay,
definitely
thank you.
a strength in the speaking. Yeah. Okay. But
Thank you
yeah,
very much.
no worries, Angela. No worries. Thank you for getting involved, and yeah, best of luck in your preparations going forward. I look forward to seeing you in future classes.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so we're going to move on to another topic now. So let me bring in another student. I'm going to bring Christopher in. Are you there, Christopher? No, I can't hear anything. Okay, let me bring in another student in that case. I'm going to bring Jay into the class. Hi there, Jay. Hello, are you there?
Hear me?
Hi, yep, I can hear you now. How are you doing?
Yes. Um, I'm fine.
Good,
What about you,
good.
sir?
Yeah, I'm doing okay, thank you. I'm doing okay. How have the last couple of weeks been? Have you been preparing well?
Uh, I don't think. I mean, so far so good, but I think there's need to improve. I mean, I need to continue to improve my speaking skills.
Okay,
So yeah,
okay,
hopefully I'm doing well.
okay. Jennifer says speak up. She wants you to speak up.
I'm sorry.
She wants you to be a bit louder.
Oh, hello. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you. Okay, let's see how
Okay.
we do. Okay, that sounds good, Jay. Let's see how we do with the next question. So here we can see the question on the screen. Can you see that, Jay?
Yeah, but yeah, I'll try.
Okay.
Even if I
Okay.
don't have any idea about okay, but
Well,
I would try.
you've got a minute to think of some. So, okay, let's see how we do.
Yeah, I'll try.
Okay, Jay, you ready to begin?
Okay.
Okay.
Let me
So,
try.
no problem. Please describe an activity you like to do when it's cold.
Okay. I'd like to share to you the best activity that I love to do during cold weather here in the Philippines. Actually, the closest cold weather that we could experience here is the rainy season, because we couldn't experience winter here due to the geographical location of the Philippines. However, during wet weather, we I just simply stay indoor, and I do binge watching. Specifically, I watch some films on Netflix because I think it's a suitable activity that I love to do during this type of weather. So basically, I just do it at at the living area because it's cozy, and we have a sofa bed there that I could set up and lie on it and just watch over with the use of our 60-inch flat screen TV, and just choose any kind of movies that are available on Netflix. So I love doing it with my family because it's our bonding moment, which I I feel pleased whenever I do it with them. On top of that, it really escapes my um, my mind when it comes to my responsibilities, such as a nurse. When I need to unwind from
Okay.
my profession, I just simply do it
Thank you.
instantly.
Thank you,
Okay.
Jay. That's great. That's great. Um, so you thought of some
Thank you.
ideas. Well done. Even though you were worried you wouldn't be able to think of any
Okay,
at
thank
the
you.
beginning. So that was good. Um,
Yeah, actually, I couldn't think of any any particular activity related to the winter because I haven't experienced it yet. So I
that's
just talk
fine.
about
Yeah.
the closest, the
Yeah.
closest that we could experience here.
Well,
Yeah.
it makes sense when
So
it's cold. When it's cold, you don't go outside. That makes sense. And Jennifer as well has left a comment saying that she would do exactly the same thing. So you're in good company there, Jay. Um, so for those watching, what do we think in terms of the criteria, pronunciation, fluency and coherence, grammatical range of accuracy, and lexical resource? Let me know in the comment box. We've got Godfrey who is watching us on Facebook. Hello, Godfrey. How did you feel about it, Jay? Did you feel more confident as you were talking?
um, I'm still nervous. Yeah, I'm still nervous. However, I just tried my best. I don't know, but yeah, that's the only thing that I could um, think during the preparation. So I
Yeah.
just told it.
Well, this is
I
it. I
just said
mean,
it to you.
so yeah, in terms of the criteria, you don't have to think of something extremely exciting or anything extremely original. The point is, obviously, it's just assessing your ability to use English in a communicative fashion. So yeah, you did well. You started off with a little introduction. You said, I'd like to share, but you said, I'd like to share to you. So just be careful with the preposition, I'd like to share with you. But it was nice that you were starting off
Okay,
with that introduction. So
with
yeah,
you.
share with, exactly. Um,
Mm-mm.
so you were using some nice expressions. Geographical location was quite nice. You said, I like to stay indoor, but we would actually use this in the plural form, to stay indoors.
Indoors.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
but yeah, still the expression was nice. Um, some nice other nice use of vocabulary, cozy, need to unwind, linking expressions you were using on top of that. That was a nice expression to use as well. bonding moment was a nice expression. At one point you referred to binge watching, but the pronunciation was a little unclear.
Okay, binge
yeah.
watching.
Binge. Yeah, it's a j,
I
a j
should.
sound.
Ja. Okay.
Yeah.
Binge. Okay.
Binge, yeah. Because I actually, at first, I thought you said bench watching. I was like, bench what? Is that like bird watching? But you're looking at benches.
Okay.
So, yeah, just be careful there. From the context, I understood, because obviously you were talking about films and stuff like that. But yeah, binge. Apart from that, your pronunciation was accurate. So that was a good feature. Maybe with intonation, there's a certain moments where the intonation could be varied a little bit, just to show, because we often use intonation in English to show our feelings, our emotions. So if we're happy, we tend to sort of go a little bit higher or have a bit more sort of variety in the intonation. And when we're sad, our intonation tends to be a bit more falling. So yeah, that's something maybe just to kind of it can be really useful for listening practice when you're listening, to kind of pay attention to how intonation is used. Because if you're able to use that appropriately, that will help to improve your pronunciation score. Yeah, generally overall it was really strong. Just a few slips though in vocabulary. So you said that it really escapes my mind. So again, the idea is clear, but you could say it's a form of escapism. That's an expression that we might use, or it allows me to relax my mind, would be a bit more natural as well. So those are some expressions that can be used. And also you talked about watching over. You said watch over on your television. We just say to watch. We wouldn't use watch over. Watch over means to pay attention, maybe to people who are dependents, like children, to watch over your children. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, just to watch there. But otherwise, we did a nice job there, Jay. So well done, and best of luck in your future preparations. No worries. Okay, so we will move on to have a look at another topic in just a moment. I can see that we've got some other suggestions. So Dan has said he would like to play in the snow. It's fun and exciting. Yeah, absolutely. Playing in the snow. Your hands get a bit cold, but I guess if you've got a good pair of gloves, then why not? So Dan is on duty. Otherwise, would be joining us in the class. I look forward to seeing you next week then, Dan. Godfrey would like to join. So Godfrey, you can join. If you join us with the IELTS Scholarship Program, then you can join us live in the class. Okay, so let's see who else we've got in the class now, so we can do some more practice going forward. I'm going to bring Adaure into the class. Are you there, Adaure? No? Doesn't seem like it. Oh, yeah?
I'm available.
Hello. How are you?
Yes, I'm with you. I'm available.
Yes, good. I can hear you now. How are you doing today?
I'm fine. And you?
Yeah, I'm doing well, thank you. I'm doing well. Brilliant. Okay, so we're going to move on to another part 2 question. So let's do that. Just before we do, a quick reminder that if you're watching us live on YouTube and Facebook, if you want to get more support in terms of achieving your goals and ambitions of living and working in the United States as a nurse, then join us at the IELTS Scholarship Program. We here at Swoosh and Connetics have helped thousands of nurses achieve their dreams of coming to the United States. So join us now and you can get lots of support, including being able to practice in classes such as this. So let's move on. If you do want to join, then all you have to do is click on the link, which you can see scrolling at the bottom of the screen, which I'll also share in the chat box, and click on the option Staff Nurse. Okay, so here is the next question we have here. Can you see this on your screen, Adaure?
Yes.
Okay, brilliant. So you have a minute then to prepare, and then you should speak on this topic for up to 2 minutes. Okay, are you ready to begin?
Yes, I'm here. I'm ready.
Brilliant. So please describe your favorite mode of communication.
There are several modes of communication, which include writing, speaking, and even with gestures. You can communicate through gestures. But here, I would like to talk about my favorite, my best mode of communication, which is through writing. I prefer communicating to other people with writing, and I use this in several occasions, like when I'm in the class, when I want to talk to teachers or even my friends. When I was young, most times I prefer communicating with my father through writing, especially when I need something which I think he may not find it easy, that is expensive. I feel more freer putting it across to him through writing. And I've been able to use this method of communication since my secondary school, or I would say since I learned how to read and write. And I use it it's because it's easier for me. I would describe my personality as being as an introvert. I'm an introvert who I'm not usually bold to express my feelings to other people or to face people
Okay.
while speaking. So because of that,
Okay,
I
thank you.
prefer.
Thank you, Adaude. We got to the 2 minutes there, so nicely done. Good stuff, good stuff. So how did you feel about your response to the question? Do you feel confident there?
Well, I would say I didn't expect. I never knew I could be asked such question.
It can
And
be
I
almost any
feel
question, yeah.
I didn't really. I feel I wasted time. There are things with the bullet points. I didn't really cover all I wanted to, because I was wasting time in some parts of the question.
What do you mean by wasting time? Why do you say that?
I spent much time in talking about why I prefer that particular mode of communication.
Okay, because I thought the thing is that at the beginning you started quite slowly. There was quite a lot of hesitation.
Yes.
And as you progressed, that hesitation reduced. So I think if the pace had been a little bit faster at the beginning, then you would have been able to include much more information in your response.
Exactly. I was
Yeah,
trying to think.
yeah. So that's the thing. But I think if you can maintain the pace that you had in the second half of the speaking, if you could do the same thing in the first half of the speaking, then you'd be able to express a lot more, and you would show a consistently good level of fluency as well in so doing. So yeah, I think it was just maybe just a little bit nervous at the beginning, or just gathering your thoughts a bit at the beginning, but then you did hit a nice pace, a nice fluent pace as you developed. So there was some good variety in what you were saying, some nice use of expressions as well. So you're talking about the fact that you prefer to write to your family, or even my friends, especially, you said as well, so you were using linkers in order to provide more information, which was good. Use some less common expressions. So you talked about putting it across, phrasal verb that was used there, which was good. And also some variety in grammar. I've been able to was what you used as well to show grammar with since. Introvert was a nice use of vocabulary as well, and bold as a less common adjective. So there was some good vocabulary there. Just be careful on pronunciation. You use the word gestures. It's a j at the beginning. So just
Okay.
because I didn't.
What's the right pronunciation, please?
Gestures.
Okay, gestures.
That's it. Yeah. Good.
Thank you.
No worries. And then just in terms of the expression, you said most times, most of the time is what you'd want to say there. So we say
okay, most of the times.
No,
is the right
singular. Most of the time.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. And just one other slip that I noticed. Well, you said so you're talking about the fact that you used to write to your father when you said, especially when I need something, but because you were talking about when you were a child, you'd want to just make sure you're using the past tense.
Needed something.
Exactly, yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, no worries. Apart from that, you did a good job. I doubt it would just be a case of, as I said, just keeping the same fluency you had at the end. Try and start with that at the beginning, and that would show a consistent level. It would show that you had a very high consistent level of fluency. So yeah, well done.
Thank you. I appreciate.
Yeah, no worries. You're very welcome. Thanks for getting involved. Well done for getting involved and practicing with me. Okay, so here we are. We've had some practice. We've looked at these different questions. So something to reflect on now for those watching on YouTube and Facebook. What have you learnt about IELTS speaking today? Let me know in the comment box if there's anything you've learnt today which you weren't aware of before, maybe something about the test, or maybe a new item of vocabulary, something which you weren't familiar with previously. Do let me know. Let me know in the chat box. Another question to reflect on. Have you enjoyed the class today? I hope you have. And also, will you be back again next week? Again, I hope so, because we'll be doing more speaking practice and we'll be looking at more tips in relation to the IELTS speaking exam. So if you have, please leave a comment on the video, leave a like as well. And yeah, we'll be back next week for more IELTS speaking practice. So Maricela said that he learned new vocabulary, which is great. Remya will join us in the class. And yeah, that's great to hear, Remya. Okay. So yeah, I look forward to seeing you next week. So how to pass first time. You're looking to the IELTS exam, you're looking to achieve your dreams and goals of living and working in the United States. What you need is the motivation to succeed, you need time, you need tools, and you need support and feedback. Do you currently have all of these? Because here at the IELTS Scholarship Program, we will provide you with each of these elements in order to achieve your ambitions. You could join us here where we've helped thousands of nurses to pass the exam and start their careers in the United States. And you can get all of this support at the Scholarship Program for free. So click on the link, which I'll be sharing in the chat box, which you can also see scrolling at the bottom of the video, and click on the option Staff Nurse in order to get more information. Okay, so head over to this link, bit.ly/swoosh Connetics USA. Do not delay. The opportunities are there waiting for you to live and work in the USA and to start your nursing career in a brand new country. Next week then, we will be doing more essential skills for IELTS speaking at the same time, 1:30 p.m. GMT, the 17th of December. So look forward to seeing you there. Until then, I hope you have a great rest of the day, a great weekend, and we look forward to catching up with you next week. Okay, thank you very much and take care.